Hey, we're back at it again. Guess what we're working on? Twin Turbo Chevelle stuff. We're going to mount the front windshield in this thing. We're going to flush mount it. There's two ways that I know of to flush mount glass. One is to buy a $1,600 or $1,800 piece of glass that just fits in there. And then there's the way that we're going to do. We're actually going to set the glass in, slide it up, and build a new metal frame so you can urethane the glass in. We'll be good to go. Let's take a look at all this. Corey's currently opening the glass. It's a brand new piece of glass. We're going to pull it out and put some tape on it. But we're just going to take that piece of glass and slide it up until it matches the roof line, because it should pretty well match that. And then we'll we can measure and see how much distance we need. We're going to use paint paddles to kind of space it up to mimic the amount of urethane that will be used. And we're just going to figure it out. We're not exactly sure how this is going to go, but I guarantee we win. Let's get after it. Well, we've been working for 30, 45 seconds, and we already have our first problem. Let's check it out. So Corey unwrapped this piece of glass, and it is a beautiful piece of glass from Auto City Glass, I believe. And but I don't know what it fits, but it ain't a Chevelle. It looks kind of like the 64 Barracuda back glass, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to find out what's up with that. There's another piece of glass in that box. We're gonna pull it out. Maybe we'll get lucky and it's a windshield. We'll see. I hope they sent the right thing to.
This looks much better.
Yeah, it does.
Unfortunately, we can't do the rear because we don't have it.
This at least looks better.
Yeah.
Man, that is a thin piece of glass.
Yeah, it is. I like that other piece of glass better.
Yeah, I do too.
Gosh.
Piece of glass and use these as a
Yeah.
get it in and out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel trusted.
Absolutely not.
All that much. That'll just help us hold it.
Well, at least it looks kind of correctish.
Yeah, it fits the hole.
Yeah, that's good. At least it fits.
Yeah. It's a start.
It's better than the other piece of glass that's in that box.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and took a paint paddle. The urethane thickness when you put it in, according to 3M, says between 1/4 and 5/16 measurement. So I went ahead and cut us a paint paddle. It's 1/4 inch. Got a little tape on it. Corey, he packed a lunch today and has been through one whole roll of tape, and he's on to the second one. We taped this windshield. We're going to tape both sides of it good so we don't have as much opportunity to scratch it, or at least not as easily. And we're fixing to set it back in there, and then we'll take some measurements, and I don't know, we'll figure it out. You ready?
Try it. Yeah.
We're matching the sides.
We're gonna have to.
We'll have to match the top and the sides.
We're gonna have to bring it on out.
Yeah. So, I just wanted to get where I can measure
Base
this.
Yeah.
So now we have the thickness of the windshield, we have the thickness of the urethane.
Yeah.
Now we can figure out what the thickness of the metal needs to be
Yeah.
to make that all happen to it. That was my thought.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Now we can
it'd be
learn.
fantastic if we could find something to sit in here.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Hold it. I just have to make something.
It's about the thickness of the paint paddle right now.
Change it, yeah.
Well, I'd like to get it where we just set it in here right now. We'll do some measuring.
Yeah.
And we'll get it exactly where we want it. We should mark the center on the car, mark the center on this tape,
Yeah.
or at least a reference mark, so we'll get it back right.
Clean that a little bit, we just tape it up.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's just completely
I don't
ridiculous.
think it looked stupid
Yeah.
for camera.
That's right. Here, you hold this. I'll do some cleaning and we'll just tape it up.
Yeah.
That is, I like that idea.
It'll work.
It's too easy. Just a couple of spots to do.
Really, it's all it needs is a couple strips. Yeah.
sure hope we get 3 on each side. I'll hold it. All right. Sitting on her own. She's there. We got her sitting in there, centered, kind of ish. We end up with a gap. We knew this on each side. The top's all the way up. And that'll probably adjust some as we go too. And this gap's about the same. So now we can measure the thickness between the glass, focus, there we go, between the glass and this metal, and we'll know how tall of a piece we need to make to actually weld in for the glass to sit on. We use the wood shims to count for the urethane, so we should be good to go. Probably get a caliper out for this, I guess. Probably needs that will work beautifully. Yeah, good deal. So we're going to measure all this, kind of get some thoughts and whatever going, and see how much metal we got to put in it. Measured that, and we're going to need a 1/2 inch is the distance from where the glass ended to the top of the roof surface. Corey made us a little piece. I cut it off, and he went and took it and bent it really nice, and run it through the shrinker stretcher to get it. That roof has a gradual curve, so we need to get that. We're going to bring it out here, and we'll just have to shrink it until we get it the way we like it. We made a 30-inch piece at first because it does turn more at the ends, and we didn't want to do it all in one piece. So we're going to try to get this to where it sits in there nice, and when it does, we'll just tack it, and then we'll test the windshield again. Well, with the calibrated eyeball, Corey's got this thing fitting super sweet. We got a gauge that we made. It's a 1/4 inch piece of steel, and then that block of wood we were using as a shim. You can see just under that, they'll be able to build it up with urethane, just, you know, less than a 1/16 there. Plus, we're going to gain a little bit when they paint this car. So you'll have body filler, paint, primer, so on. So it should be good. We're going to tack this in place and then refit the windshield and see how it fits. We have our shim, should we just put them on it so it looks like? I think I did it too many times, but not enough. Yeah. That's how you end up with kids. Yeah. True. Just a warning. Whew. Yeah, that's gonna be good. That is super nice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just fine. Yeah, it's gonna be just right. Yeah. All right. I think we're well on our way. I think so. I like it when the first 2 steps go well. Went ahead and cut us a couple of pieces. One side's 11 and one side's 9. That's irrelevant, but I got them in the brake. Thought we'd go ahead and break them right quick. We'll take them up, get them fitted. Here we go. We got both sides in. Got them fitting extremely well. They're just tacked, but they are welded to the centerpiece. We're going to test fit this windshield. Hopefully it fits really well. I think it's going to be great. That's still hot. Oh yeah, try to fit it. We got her in there, and she looks real good. We had that glass in it. We went ahead and measured the bottom. Surprise, surprise, it needs to come out a 1/2 inch. We're going to use the same process, just break a piece, but we're going to put it in 4 pieces instead of 3, just to get the curve a little easier to manage. I've already cut us out some pieces. These are 16 inches long, so that'll be our centers. Got them cut out, I'm gonna break them, I'm going to take a lunch. While I'm at lunch, I think Corey's going to try to get those going. And won't be long, we'll have the bottom of this thing in. So Corey and I, we've made a couple of mistakes, but we're on the path to fix them. Let me show you what we got. We built this really nice piece. Actually, we built two of them, welded them in, and then we would test fit the windshield, and the windshield's like right there, not enough. So I went back out and cut us this piece and made a, focus, there we go, made a steeper break, and we're going to put it in the stretcher, and the shrinker will get it going to where it fits good, and I think that'll fix it. You'll see the inside of this a little bit. It could be textured and painted black or whatever color the interior is, and it'll just go right away. So we're good there. We'll go ahead and get that one fit in, and then we'll retest this glass one more time. Doesn't quite fit in the shrinker. Corey just give it the bad Chad. We're gonna try that. Bad Chad version didn't work, so we cut some reliefs in it. It'll go now. And you could do this yourself without a shrinker stretcher if you were so inclined. So you can see how much more of that sits up. We're actually going to take and tap it that way. We welded at the bottom just a few tacks, so it basically ends where the windshield used to end, so the dash will end in the right spot. So we're going to hit it and then tack all those in and retest this. We got the glass back up here. Let me bring in here and you'll be able to see how much further that piece comes up onto the glass. This other piece covers the glass, but just barely. So now we have enough to where you could actually put urethane on it and get it to seal. We've made a little more progress. We've got both the center section pieces in, tacked in, they fit good. Y'all saw us do that. Tested the glass, it was fine. We built this piece, and as you can see, it kind of tapers out to almost nothing at the end. It looks super sharp. Corey's shrinking this other, or stretching the other one, so that's going to look real nice once it's all welded in and ground down. And over here where the body steps down, we just put a couple of reliefs in it, stepped it in, pushed it in with a hammer, welded it. That'll all weld up and be real good. So with the other side in, we'll test this glass one more time. Well, we're back at it this morning. Today's my wife's birthday. I gave her a little birthday present, cut my beard off. So, yeah, I feel naked. I'm not sure how well I explained this yesterday, but because the glass is out, the edges don't quite hit the A-pillar anymore. They do, but not enough. So we're making a little piece to go in there. And let me show you kind of, Corey's actually trimming it up right now. He's going to bring it back and I'll give you a good look, but let me kind of explain it to you right quick. So what we're going to do is come just right off this edge. We've already made a bend, so it'll have a nice bend on the inside, so whoever body works it won't have like hardly anything to do. And it tapers. It's it's a ½ inch right there, but the bottom down here is more like a quarter. So he's actually cutting that taper right now, and we just bent it, laid it where we wanted it. Stretched it just a little bit because this has a little bit of an arch to it, so it lays in there real nice now. And we're just cutting the post like where we bent it, cutting this side, and then we're going to cap it. And then once it's capped, the actual windshield then can set on it, but it'll have to be made in two pieces, and I'll show you what we got. But it I believe it's going to turn out great. And you've got a lot to think about here because the inside post gets covered. It's got a metal piece that comes here and covers it, and you don't want to intrude in on this space too much because then you'd be body working that. It's just one of those things that just unravels. So we'll go ahead and get those when we're good. Here's the piece we ended up with. It fits beautifully in here. I'll show you. It's upside down. We'll just be putting her in right there, and we're going to butt weld it down. I'm just going to tack it right now, and we'll test fit it, I guess, and then come through and weld it, because we won't be able to get to the back of it again. Corey's already working on our other piece, but I went ahead and got all this welded in. We welded all the way down. That's super strong now, and we're going to come in at the end and just make a cap and weld that in, and that's what the windshield will set on. But we'll get the other side welded in, and then we'll make that cap. Both of them welded in. They turned out excellent. Now we have a place for the windshield to land. Corey's going to grind that down. We got a couple more little spacers we're going to tape on each side, and then we'll test this glass again. All right, we've marked a couple center marks to see what happens. There we go. That's much better. You don't even mark center on this. They're wrong. Well, our center marks, they're not close, but the windshield center, let's look. Looks pretty good. We're same-ish on both sides. It's going to lay nice and flat. This part's actually really good. The top's nice and tight. This side matches. So we're good to go. We'll figure out what we're going to build for those other pieces, and I'll bring it back once we got that rolling. So we've got this just kind of loosely in here now. We've got it where I made us a gauge. This glass actually pushes down a little bit, and we set it with this gauge. Good. All we did was broke a 90 and a ½ inch down, and then, I don't know, it was an inch over. And we just kept working it a little at a time. Grind it until you get it to where it fits nice. Now comes the scary part. We are going to weld a little bit next to this glass. So we'll end up putting a tack or two down the sides. We'll have to bend that top end a little with a hammer at the end. Same here, maybe. But we're going to just put a few tacks in it so it can't move, then pull the glass out, and then probably weld a couple on the inside. Fit it again. If we like it, we'll go to the other side. So let's see if we can do this without destroying the glass. We're going to take the bottom. It fits pretty well. Put it where we wanted it. Like so. It looks better here, so. Shocked to see this. I mean, we just got into the custom stuff when I started doing it. Get you a good look at all this now. Yeah. That seam is consistent all the way up. It fits real good. At the top, they can put a little filler just in that because See right there, when I'll tack it, he'll grind it down. When they fill it, that'll all be perfect. So yeah, we're gonna do the other side. We got this side all wrapped up too. We're gonna fit it one more time. If everything's good, which it should be, we'll have hours and hours of welding and grinding. Yeah. Get you a good look at it all. She fits in there nice. We checked it with our gauge. Of course, this pushes in just a little. This glass is super thin, like a lot of the glass you buy now, so it moves pretty easy. But yeah, it flushes out real good. I got all this ground down. This bottom piece has turned out great. Let's take a look at it, and then we'll tackle this. You saw me hit it with the grinder, and I was just knocking that top off of it, and I came through with the die grinder and just cleaned it up, and it has a really nice edge to it. And you'll be able to fill that with a little bit of filler, body work it, and then they'll texture it at the end. And after they texture it, I don't think you'll even perceive that's there beyond, like, you know, the dash is going to come down. All that'll just blend together. If you saw I had my gloves taped up, this is why. Those little shavings will get in your gloves and never, ever, ever come out. So I'm going to go ahead and weld in these sides right quick. I don't know which side I'll do first, but we'll just do those right quick, get those welded in and ground down. Then I'll have to do the top. That's going to take a little more time because we're welding it in the inside up here. We don't want to warp this roof because we could. The rest of this I'm not really worried about. Those A-pillars are strong. This was all pretty strong down here, so let's get it. I wrapped that side up. Let's take a look. Got her all welded down, blended in. It looks excellent. So that'll be more than enough over here. I still have to do the other side, but I mean, it should be as simple as. And there you have it. All done. That's the end of the day today. Tomorrow we'll tackle that top. That'll just take forever. I know it will, but we'll get her done. It's looking great. I'm real happy with this. Look at this. We got her all ground down and looking sharp. Just a little bit of filler work for the body guys, and it's ready for the windshield. We're not even going to retest it. We don't have to. I mean, we didn't change anything by welding it. So next we got to throw this frame underneath it, get it bolted back on. I still have 2 spots to weld, but I have to be able to open the doors. I'll right down in there on both sides. I got to weld and grind those, but I'll be able to open the doors, and I'm not going to unstrap it until it's on the frame. So next we're going to throw this thing back on the frame. Really don't have a ton left after that. It's going to sound like a lot. We got to put the body back on the frame. Hopefully that's the last time for having the body off during metal work. We got to flush mount their rear window. We got to gap all the doors and the fenders, but we got to get those on first. We got to build the exhaust for the fender exit. We have to build tins for the wheel wells. I promise there's other stuff, and I can't remember. Oh, tuck the bumpers. So I don't know what will be on next week. The glass that we had that was extra in this box, turns out it fits a fastback Mustang. They don't even want it back. But we have a new one coming. It should be here Monday or Tuesday. So. Got her back on the frame. Got everything bolted down. Hopefully it's the last time we deal with it. I do still need to weld these, but I'm going to do that off camera. Y'all don't need to see me do that. But it turned out excellent. I'm very, very happy with it. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next.